So I've been doing some things to the fish tank, and one of the things that I've been noticing is that the CO2 indicator hasn't been showing me very good signs. Basically, it's been kind of bluish for like a week, and I've been having algae all over the place. The Amazon swords are like covered in it. I took the rock, both of them, both of the big ones, and I cleaned them up. Basically, I figured that since they were covered in algae, that they were robbing me of nutrients, and they've been robbing me of CO2 because I don't know if you can see. Let's see if it comes into focus. Yeah, there you go. Basically, the algae has been eating up this what little CO2 has been in the tank. I used to see a lot of pearling from the AC Cuba, but not so much. Maybe that one over there. And that would be all of it. I mean, I'm feeding it as directed by the CChem products. They've been working great. The AC Cuba is growing. It's covering a lot of space. If you watch some of my earlier videos, I only had like 5 or 4 little bits that had survived, and yeah, you can see they're taking over the front of the tank, and that's a good thing. I just wanted to do it more quickly. I just want more of it. The Cabomba is having a comeback. It's looking all nice and green, and it's opening up real nice over here. I've put some of the cutlings all over this side, and one of the things that I've noticed is that I used to have the CO2 diffuser in a different spot. And one of the reasons why I haven't been getting good CO2 in the tank is because it was just going straight up towards the top and just dissipating out of the tank. It wasn't staying in the water. The bubbles were just blowing up in the surface pretty quickly. Sorry that I have my pointing all over the place. I have my hands at the tank. So I figured that since I have the hang-on filter all the way over there and at one of the end of the tanks, I was noticing that it would drag a whole bunch of bubbles from the surface, from where the water would come down from the waterfall, and it would just circle it all over like this, and I would get bubbles stuck in the plants and stuff. So of course, ding ding ding, big idea, put the CO2 diffuser over here, and since all these bubbles are so small, as you can see, the water column is not letting it go all the way up to the surface. It will just stay there and mix in with the water, and let's see how it goes. Up until now, as you can see, I have a different setup. This is what you get in those. I don't know if you've been to a hospital. Most people have, but I'm pretty sure you've seen these things. This is what goes into the IVs. This end has a long point. I'll show you when I change this again. It has a long tip that goes inside the IV, and this is actually a drop counter instead of a bubble counter, but it works the same way. I did have some problems with this thing that's floating inside of it. The thing is that it would be here in the top, and it wouldn't let the CO2 come out. I had to like push it down until it fell in order to get a good bubbles going. So yeah, supposedly with the mixture that I'm using right now, it should last like a month, and I have no reason to believe otherwise. I used less yeast, and it's still producing pretty good amounts of CO2. I don't have 3 bottles over here cramping out the space. I only needed one. I'll let you guys know if this mixture actually lasts a month or not. It did take a little while for it to begin, before the other mix that I made, I had two bottles prepared with water, sugar, and yeast, and of course, it just started producing right away, no problems. But I was using a whole lot more yeast, about 6 times more yeast, and according to what the guy said, basically the yeast were just eating up all the sugar in a couple of weeks. In just a week or so, I had to already change it again because it wasn't producing. So let's see if with more CO2 the plants will grow faster. Not necessarily more CO2, but better dispersion of the CO2 in the water, more contact with it. Let's see if the plants can consume it better and grow faster, and see if I can get rid of all this algae. Up until now, I've been using CChem XL because people say that it's good for algae reduction. Um, I've been using it one day in between. I'll dose it on Monday, Tuesday I don't add it, Wednesday I do, Thursday no, Friday yes, and so on and so forth. I leave a day in between is the right way of saying it. I leave a day in between dosings, and I'm not seeing any algae reduction. If anything, I'm seeing more algae. So what I'm gonna do, it does say that I can dose daily. I'm gonna try doing that and see what happens. Another thing that I haven't been doing with regards to the XL is the fact that after a water change, I usually do 50% to add a whole lot more in the first dose. So I'm gonna see if I don't end up killing everything in the tank, at least fish wise, and I'll let you guys know. I'm gonna change it this Saturday. So hope you guys enjoy the tank. I'll keep you guys posted with regards to the growth of the plants and the fish. I have a whole bunch of these antler guppies. Of course, there's only like 6, 7 over here in this tank, but over there I have a whole bunch of babies, and I can almost sort of kind of already tell which ones are male and which ones are females. So I might be adding mostly males in the tank and taking out the females, just because if I have too many males, they'll just kill the females. They'll drive her crazy. So I want to have a whole bunch of endlers in this fish tank. I'm pretty sure that it would look very nice. So let's see what how it keeps on going. So I'll talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a good one. Okay, well, bye.